Assalamu alaikum and have a pleasant time with us. A very important meeting in a very crucial time and with a political figure considered by a big crowd as a real hub to get Syria out of its crisis. Turn the page on the war and reconstruct what has been destroyed during the war. A politician of a lowly type, a doctor, politician, economist and businessman, a peace activist and a creative man. He is simply Dr. Izzat Khatab, the leader of the Syrian political party Syria for All. Welcome, Doctor.
Welcome.
Before we get deeply into the discussion about the general issues of this meeting, let me first ask you, why the political party Syria for All and where is it supposed to be located in the Syrian political system?
The political party Syria for All was founded in 2012 when the Syrian crisis worsened and we worked hard to support the Syrian people who has the total right for peace. The position of the political party Syria for All is in the heart of every honest Syrian person who loves his nation and keeps the Syrian sovereignty.
We start from the latest development of the Syrian crisis. We have witnessed an escalation in the American attitude. The American forces had bombed military headquarters in Syria. What's the attitude of Syria for All political party regarding this emergent American attitude?
First of all, we at Syria for All political party are against any interference in the Syrian internal affairs and against bombing anybody in the Arab Syrian Republic. We are against the infringement of the national sovereignty. Second, we hoped for the American authority, which hasn't finished up its 100 days of existence, to be a peace advocate, to work for peace interest, to impose peace in all parts of the Arab Syrian Republic and in the other countries of the region. Unfortunately, Americans started their bombing attacks and shelling acts induced by Americans has a warning tone for many probable wars in the region, and we are against this.
Dr. Izzat Khatab, you are suggesting a plan which many people are describing as an important one. It's a plan of reconstruction for Syria and made especially to find a solution to the crisis. Can you tell us a bit about this plan and what are its broad lines?
We have been working on the Khattab's plan with a crowd of Syrian politicians and economists. We are actually working to stop the war radically in Syria and re-establish security, safety and peace for all the Syrian population with all belongings and communities. Khattab's plan 2017-2022 is to stop war in Syria, reconstruct and bring back refugees and immigrants back to their houses and to their beloved nation Syria. We have worked on Khattab's plan with all what relaxes and pleases the Syrian citizens, restoring electricity, nation reconstructing, road network, agriculture, industry, commerce, support for all the population. Khattab's plan are including also adjudicating in the abolition of agricultural, industrial and commercial loans for all agricultural experts, industrialists and commerce-interested people. Khattab's plan is very reasonable and we have added a lot on it after deep negotiations with economists around the world and it becomes ready. It has obtained a massive appreciation of nearly all nations' leaders. Then we have submitted the plan for the European Union President, the President of the European Commission and the European External Affairs Minister, in addition to European Parliament President. And we hope, inshallah, that it will be a fast and peaceful solution for Syrian people.
رئيس الاتحاد الأوروبي ورئيس المفوضية الأوروبية ووزيرة خارجية الاتحاد الأوروبي ورئيس البرلمان الأوروبي ونتمنى إن شاء الله أن تكون الحل السلمي والسريع للشعب السوري.
So you see that the solution for the Syrian crisis starts from economy. Of course, I will not hide on you that I have been through some of the most important points for your plan, Doctor. And I have noticed that you consider that economy is a part and parcel of this plan to put an end to the crisis. It's an important question in our recent time. Is it possible for economy to solve political issues?
We have founded Syria for All party and we have been among the first people to think that solving the Syrian crisis through an economic getaway. The population is always eager to develop. They actually like to enjoy a decent life and they want job offers and opportunities. We have seen that the world global populations are always seeking from their political leaders a development in job offers and opportunities. In economy, Syrian people also want to live a decent life with job offers and adequate salaries for all family members. We have been working on Khatab's plans with all our efforts to satisfy the needs for all the Syrian population groups and belongings in the Arab Syrian Republic.
أطياف الشعب السوري وكل الجماهير بالجمهورية العربية السورية.
And that's why you have met French and international economic experts, and you have been part of numerous big economic expressions. You have signed conventions in addition to all that. So what are the aims behind signing such conventions?
When we meet economic leaders or businessmen, we always manage to attend exhibitions. We sign conventions with them for a post-war Syria, inshallah, to let the Syrian people enjoy a decent life. And of course, there's hope for the Syrian people who are in daily contact with only wars. They know there is no one who is really working for the common interest from all political parts. There is nobody who is attempting to do an action for the Syrian common benefit. They are dreaming to afford good living standards, stop the war, bring back refugees, those who have migrated to all parts of the world. There is no one actually who likes to leave his country and travel to another one. Never. Everybody would like to stay in his own country, Syria. In fact, Syria is great. Syria the mother, Syria the great, Syria the history. That's why we've been working to give the Syrian people some hope that we are making serious action. We have signed many conventions, numerous commitments, inshallah, for the Syrian people to enjoy a lot of gains. After stopping the war, inshallah, we will manage to support agricultural, industrial, and commercial projects. There will be a lot of factories for tires in the Arab Syrian Republic. There will be many car factories and other industries. We have also signed an official document for the foundation of 5 cement factories from the biggest and global companies. We have also signed 5 factories for iron industry in the Arab Syrian Republic, inshallah. Other conventions have been signed for conventions of big transport cars which will transport debris after its destruction. Thousands of big trucks will be included. We are aiming to get wounds inflicted and to end up the war and enjoy stability for all Syrian people across the country. That's because they suffer terrible pains. They lost their beloved relatives and kids were made orphans. We have to hug them tenderly to do them all what we can do to bring their smile back.
ووقعنا اتفاقيات لسيارات النقل الكبيرة لنقل الركام بعد أن تهدم ولتركسات الكبيرة بالآلاف. نتمنى إن شاء الله تعالى أولا أن يلتئم الجراح وأن تقف هذه الحرب وأن ينعم الشعب السوري.
Actually, there's an increasing number of martyrs' families across the Arab Syrian Republic.
وهناك أطفال تيتمت يجب أن نضمهم إلى صدورنا يجب أن نعمل لهم كل ما بوسعنا للبسمة تعاد إلى وجوههم إن شاء الله لأن هناك شهداء كثيرين بالجمهورية العربية السورية.
Here let me talk about the Syrian reality between regime and opponents. Syria for all political parties is classifying itself away from both regime and opponents. To what extent Syria is in need in these very circumstances to a neutral personality?
نحن دائما لسنا مع هذا الطرف ولسنا مع هذا الطرف لأننا نحن مع الشعب السوري.
We are always away from each part because we are with the Syrian population with its overall and all belongings. We are working for prosperity to the Syrian population. Syrian people are tremendously great and so are Syrian women. They give birth to real heroes. Syria needs us to love each other, forgive each other, and it needs today a real moderation.
يجب أن نترك كل سواد القلب يجب أن نكون محبين لبعضنا البعض يجب أن نمد أيدينا لبعضنا البعض حزب سوريا للجميع ومنظمة سوريا
It's a need to peace and security to get rid of hatred and animosities. We have to get rid of acrimony and give helping hands to each other. That's from our hearts. We have no other objective. We would like to help the families of martyrs whether they are civilians or militants.
عائلات الشهداء بالجمهورية العربية السورية مبلغ مليون ليرة سورية لمساعدة العائلات على العيش الكريم من قلوبنا ليس لأي هدف آخر نريد أن نساعد كل عائلات الشهداء بالجمهورية العربية السورية من مدنيين
With a total
وعسكريين
budget of 1 million Syrian liras to help them afford a decent life for a period of 6 months, while we will manage to help everybody with job offers, bringing refugees back to their homeland, connecting the dots to save our country and stop the war with Allah's will.
وضع النقاط على الحروف إن شاء الله تعالى بأن يسلم وطننا بأن تقف الحرب به إن شاء الله.
Of course, to end up the war in Syria, you are emphasizing always holding several meetings with global political figures. You have met the French President François Hollande and the German Chancellor Angela Merkel. How were the meetings and what were their outcomes? Of course, I'm talking here about the things that may be useful for the Syrians who are now inside the country.
When we met the French President François Hollande for a number of times, along with the German Chancellor Angela Merkel, Spanish Prime Minister, Austrian Prime Minister, and many other European leaders and the President of the European Union, we explained for them who are Syrians. We have shown them Syria is great and so are the Syrians. Syria is the history, civilization, and greatness. We explained to them that Syrians are just like a mosaic of diverse cultures. Syrians love each other and we are all one hand, one population, one nation, and we have the same fate. Thus we explain for them the actual situation of Syrians. We have to impose peace. Peace nowadays doesn't come only with agreements. Peace must be imposed on everybody in Syria and has to be imposed also on Palestinians and Israelis alike. And it has to be imposed on everybody in each place in the world. Peace has to be imposed not with negotiation and taking and giving. Today, there must be real leaders in the world to take clear and daring decisions to stop wars all over the world and peace reestablishment for all.
قادة زعماء حقيقيين في العالم لاتخاذ قرار واضح وجريء بوقف الحروب وإقامة وإعادة السلام للجميع.
Let me here talk about the Russian role in the Syrian fight. Of course, everybody knows that Russia has an active role in the Syrian crisis. You have recently visited Russia and met high officials. Can you tell us about this visit and whether it has come up with positive results for the party and for the Syrian who are your followers?
Dear Madam, we have actually paid a visit to Russia, starting with the highest peak of the Russian ruling powers to the Prime Minister, the Minister of External Affairs, and we have felt that they have a strong will to keep the national sovereignty and to keep the Syrian people with all its communities and belongings. Just like America has political interest with some countries, Russia has its own interests with other countries. That's why the European Union has shared interest with a number of countries. According to my personal point of view, I think that I want peace and security for the Syrian people, and they would like free and fair elections to take place. They would like any reform in Syria to be peaceful. That's what I have heard of the Russian high officials, and I have seen the truth of their talk. They hope for free elections, and that's the project of Syria for all political party. Some people manage to support this or that part, but this will delay the achievement of objectives. From my personal point of view, I see that we have to collaborate our efforts and unify our powers as one hand, and we stand like one unit to end up wars not only in Syria but in all Arab countries and all over the world. I hope that this will be achieved in the short coming time. We've been always the first party to call for peace. We've gone through successive meetings with Mr. de Mistura, who is in charge of Middle East issues, and the Syrian file in the United Nations. We have worked a lot with many Arab and global officials to end up the Syrian war, and we felt truth and honesty from foreign leaders.
مع كثير من الزعماء والقادة العرب والأجانب لكي تقف الحرب بسوريا ولمسنا الصدق الكبير من القيادات الأجنبية.
نعم تعملون لوقف الحرب في سوريا.
You are working to stop the war in Syria, despite this division which is witnessed between opponents and regime. Do not you think that all calls to stop the war at this precise time are too little?
والله أنا رأيت
We have seen all the members of the political party Syria for all, and we have been the pioneers, the hard workers to stop the war on the Arab Syrian Republic, and I want to clarify to you and to the respective viewer that we have been able to achieve a war stop for more than 3 times during the last period and working hard to set up this objective after achieving it. We have met a lot of political leaders and we have applied some kind of pressure, but there were many countries which aimed to break this agreement to postpone ending up the war. A lot of countries are seeking their own interests and not the Syrian people's interests. Peace has to be imposed. This war must stop and honesty and truth must follow all actions. Everything must be decided in election box. We have to make it our only resource with a Syrian checkup and not external one. All this should be applied under the direct supervision of the European Union and the United Nations. That's according to my own point of view.
So here we are talking about stopping the war. There are many countries which think that peace in Syria won't be achieved if there are no safe areas. In the last few days, a lot has been said about the real intentions of the American President Donald Trump in the establishment of safe areas in Syria, and you have strongly objected the idea.
You won't get all what you hope for. That's why we have talked to the American leaders and we have visited Washington and we have told them that we don't want safe areas in Syria and we strongly refuse this. We want to have all Syria safe and secure. We have some kind of responsive reactions. Before that, we have talked along with Mr. John Kerry and Mr. Obama, but we haven't any intention to establish peace in the Middle East, not only in Syria. We see that the terrorist organizations like Daesh are fairly supported. We inquire where are they getting support from for years, from where they are getting their arms, supplies, logistic supports and satellites. We all know who's behind that, but the doubtful signs and political distraction is a big shame for global political leaders. Some powers are supporting terrorist organizations and meanwhile call for peace around the world. We need all Syria to be safe and secure, not only some areas. That's what we have informed European, American and global political leaders. Yes, we would like peace for all Syrians and it should be imposed on all.
أنه هناك من يدعم هذه المنظمات الإرهابية وبنفس الوقت هو ينادي بالسلم والسلام للجميع. نحن نريد أن وتكون هناك سوريا كلها آمنة وليس مناطق آمنة. هذا ما طلبناه من القادة الأمريكيين ومن القادة الروس ومن كل الاتحاد الأوروبي. نريد أن تكون سوريا كلها آمنة وأن ينعم الشعب السوري بالأمن والأمان والسلم والسلام وأن يفرض السلام فرضا على الجميع.
نعم. دكتور عزت خطاب توافقني الرأي.
Dr. Khatab, you undoubtedly agree with me that the war has turned everything to ashes in Syria, a total destruction for the infrastructure. Syria for All political party is claiming his total power to rebuild Syria with Syrian capital and Syrian hands. Would that mean that you are against making conferences for grants and funders?
رأينا كيف تعمرت برلين بأيادي ألمانية وبهمة ألمانية.
We have seen how Berlin has been rebuilt after Second World War with German hands and German powers, and we Syrians are a great population. We are powerful, developed and hard-working individuals. Thus we have to put hand in hand and make collaborative initiatives. Why not? I strongly refuse the appearance of begging conferences or funders conferences of money collection. We Syrians have dignity and our hands are extended to peace and generosity, not takes profit of others' efforts. We reject all these types of conferences because we have our own means. We at Syria for All political party are adopting a reconstruction plan. We have our own resources, means and banks. We are able to achieve what can't be achieved by any other else. All this is for the Syrian population interest and our hands are extended to everybody. We are not excluding anyone. We would like to see real political parties working for the international benefit. To stop this war, we are making the election boxes our sole judges, and the final word is given to the Syrian people with all their communities and belongings. The final word is to the election box.
نحن والجميع إلى صناديق الاقتراع، إلى كلمة الشعب السوري بكل أطيافه وبكل انتماءاته. الكلمة الفصل للصندوق الاقتراع.
And let me deal with the political solution. You are intending to organize elections. What's your prior view to these elections, and will they include all Syrians and even the refugees? In fact, there are thousands of refugees in Europe, America, and worldwide.
شكرا لك على هذا السؤال. أريد أن أوضح نقطة هامة جدا.
Thank you for this question. I want to clarify a very important point. We have met a lot of leaders worldwide and we gave them an overview of Khatab's plan, which is an economic plan.
عبارة عن خطة اقتصادية وهي عبارة عن أيضا النقاط العشرة السياسية.
It's also including 10 political points. We have asked all European political leaders and the Russian President Vladimir Putin and the US President to adopt the project and support it morally only. We are not seeking any financial support or help from anybody. We are just asking them to get their hands out of Syrian internal issues to enjoy stability and stop the war.
لننعم بالاستقرار ولتقف الحرب ولا نعيد الأمور إلى أحسن مما كانت عليه. يجب علينا أن نعطي كل الشعب السوري كل
In short, to get things better than they used to be, we have to grant the Syrian people all their peaceful demands after all this suffering and after all this destructive war. We have to be clear enough to avoid double standard. We have to give everyone what he actually deserves. I have to tell you that there must be free and fair elections to vote for parliament representatives, and we refuse all what's being said in Geneva and Astana to impose the national unity government on the Syrian people.
لفرض حكومة وحدة وطنية على الشعب السوري. نحن لا نريد ذلك. نحن نريد أن نسمع صوت الشعب السوري.
We are not intending to hear such things. We would like to hear the Syrian voice. We would like to stop the war and set up this decision for 6 months or a full year and then organize real parliament elections. We would like to see all Syrians participating in elections except for the areas where Daesh forces are actually ruling.
برقابة سورية وطنية حقيقية لأنه لا رقابة فوق رقابة الضمير وأن يكون هناك رقابة.
This would be under a total Syrian supervision, and we know that Conscience is the better supervisor. Funding should be totally made by the Syrian government, and European and international oversight is welcome. Syria for All Party Association and organization are all called to support some of the funding. We would like to hear the voices of Syrians inside the country and all over the world, especially the people who have migrated for severe war circumstances.
بكل حرية وديمقراطية وأن نسمع أصوات كل السوريين الذين هجروا أو تهجروا أو هم لاجئين في تركيا، في الأردن، في لبنان، في ألمانيا، في كل دول العالم. نسمع أصواتهم بكل حرية وديمقراطية.
We would like to hear their voices with total freedom and democracy, voting for their legal, democratic, constitutional representatives.
يشكل حكومة كفاءات وطنية. لا نريد حكومة تتعثر مثل ما رأينا بكثير من
We don't like to see delayed government like in some other Arab countries like Libya, Tunisia, and Morocco. We would like to see a national government based on competence working for the Syrian prosperity and development. It will assist bringing refugees back, looking for lost victims, and working to set political prisoners free, looking for those who have been killed and it's not known where they have been buried. Organizations which are fighting in Syria, whether they are terrorist ones or not, are looking for a massive grave. This competency-based government is supposed to look for Syrian people prosperity, decent life, development in agriculture, industry, supporting commercial products, re-establishing industry. That's why this government will supervise the return of refugees and providing them with decent houses.
دعم المواد التجارية، إعادة الصناعة. لذلك هذه الحكومة الكفاءات الوطنية هي التي تشرف على إعادة اللاجئين وأعطائهم مساكن مؤقتة ليس ما يتم أعمار البلاد. وهي عندما تأتي الانتخابات
And when elections takes place, this national competence government will organize the free, fair and real elections under Syrian supervision. I say it and repeat it again, there is no better oversight than that of conscience. External parts should contribute, including European and international bodies. Everybody should work for the benefit of the Syrian population. Syrian people will decide who will rule them to develop and keep their own lives along with their nation in addition to maintaining security for their nation. This is the rule of the elected president. It's the one who loves his nation and works to re-establish peace and security nationwide.
دور القائد الذي أو الرئيس الذي سينتخب في ما بعد تشكيل حكومة الكفاءات الوطنية هو الذي يحب مصالح شعبه ويقف على إعادة الأمن والأمان والسلم والسلام لسوريا جميعا بكل أطيافها.
That's why you are active through the different social media channels. You have recently posted a video record in which you are calling for reconciliation between Syrians. This video has an unprecedented success with wide views and circulation. How did Syrians react towards this video?
Syria for all political parties is in the heart of every honest Syrian. I say it and repeat it again, it's actually working for the benefit of all Syrian people with all communities and belongings. Syria for all is for all honest Syrians who actually love their nation. In this video we have called all Syrians to unify and work hand in hand. A neighbor should care about his neighbor and all of them should think about orphan children. We have to forgive each other and be side by side in Syria. I have told them without forgetfulness is a human feature which accompanies our human exultance. I have to remind everybody of a very crucial point. After the end of World War II, all the European countries have been engaged in fighting like the US and Japan and so on. There have been millions of victims after this war, and after all these years they unified again. With diverse languages and religions, they managed to get together again and they have founded the European Union and they are working for the benefit of their countries. That's why I wonder why don't we forgive each other in Syria and work collaboratively and save the years Europeans have wasted before their union.
وأن نكون يدا واحدة لإعمار وطننا ورفعة شأن الشعب السوري في كل أنحاء العالم إن شاء الله.
نعم دكتور محمد عزت خطاب.
Dr. Izzat Khatab, to achieve this forgiveness, you have been among the first who called the armed troops to hold down their arms and join the Syrian military forces. Do you see that this can be a part of this reconciliation you are calling for?
Certainly, there are some Syrians who have been engaged in military operation and there are some of them who are moderate. The Syrian government talks to them and prefer moderate ones only. From my personal point of view, I support the national armies which keep the people's security and national sovereignty. So I have talked a lot to John Kerry when he was Foreign Affairs Minister in the previous government. I asked him, are you in favor of the American army or President Obama? He answered, I am in favor of the American army. I am with the Syrian army, which must be supported against any probable attacks and all the conspiracies around the Syrian people. I think that if you give support to all moderate militants to get inside the Syrian army, we will have a huge army. The basic pillar of the country, and if there are any violations, I am the one of those who call for the National Reconciliation Law. I strongly call everybody to forgive and forget, and that there must be an unprecedented effort in the world. There must be a massive reconciliation and forgiveness. Forgetfulness is a part of the human nature. And if you don't get your rights now, there is a great God who would offer you all your lost rights in the last day. Allah will support the aggrieved and grant him his rights back. Because in all countries worldwide there are persecuted and aggrieved people. Till now I am one of those who call for reconciliation and forgiveness and working hand in hand. We hope that Syria enjoys a prosperous life better than the one we used to live.
وأن نمد أيدينا لبعضنا البعض لأن تنعم سوريا بالازدهار وأن تعود أحسن مما كانت عليه بمرات عديدة. هذا من وجهة نظري. طبعا.
Syria is actually enduring a tragedy situation because of the war. We all consent that the humanitarian situation in Syria is the worst ever. It's a real tragedy with massive refuge and migration. You are leading one of the most active movements, Syria for All, and you assist many humanitarian initiatives caravans. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
We have managed to bring humanitarian supplies for all the Syrians across the nation and through refugee organizations. And we have offered a lot of help to our fellow refugees in Jordan and in Turkish and in Lebanese refugees camps. We have agreed with German government to support refugees. We have offered many food supplies. We are actually working and hoping that this war would stop and the Syrians would come back to their homeland. We have signed another contract with the European Union to allow Syrian refugees to have a travel card to be eligible to enter the Syrian territory after the war is over.
للعيش الكريم وسنقدم لها مسكن مؤقت إن شاء الله. هذا كله من منظمة سوريا للجميع.
We are helping them with housing and financial support.
المساعدة من أحد ولا نأخذ مال من أحد. عندنا كل الإمكانيات المادية اللازمة إن شاء الله للمساهمة.
All these efforts have been made by Syria for All party. We don't accept financial help from any part and will be greatly contribute in rebuilding our nation.
وهدفنا الأول والأخير إعطاء الشعب السوري حقوقه كاملة.
That's to cure the wounds of Syrian people and give them their total rights after all this war and destruction which lasted for 6 years. We work for freedom, democracy, press liberty, and that the citizen will have a direct relation with the Ministry of Interior like any other European country where security is made to protect the country. The power of the country should be like that of European countries, with Ministry of Interior, police officers, and judicial bodies. In Syria, we will support the judicial sector to be free and fair with God's will. None is dominating the judge except for his own conscience.
وأن ينعم بكل ما طلبه من مطالب سلمية. نحن نريد أن يكون الشعب السوري بعد كل هذه الحرب.
The Syrian people must enjoy their liberty and democracy and prosperous life.
شباب الوطن يجب أن ينعم.
We would like that after this war, which has taken away the best of the Syrian population, that those Syrian children will enjoy a happy life with all of its requirements and necessities.
مطالب كل الشعب السوري السلمية
We are supporting all the peaceful demands of the Syrian population. We want to establish peace, freedom, and democracy, and that every Syrian citizen can go to his country without being followed or interrogated, without any conduct that may disturb him. We want Syria for all Syrians, peace and security for everyone.
لا يتعرض لأي ضغط من أي جهة كانت إن شاء الله.
الدكتور محمد عزت خطاب.
Dr. Izzat Khatab, thank you so much for joining us in this program and for the clarifications you have been given about Syrian situation. Undoubtedly, we will meet again to go in more details about Syrian issues. We would like to hear your last word about Syria for All movement and achievements for our viewer now.
First of all, I would like to tell all Syrian people that we want to be one hand. I would wish that all Syrian families will enjoy a warm life, loving each other and taking care of each other, and I wish that martyrs will be kept in Allah's mercy. I hope for a mutual forgiveness and reconciliation. I hope from all parts to forgive each other. Without forgiveness, humans wouldn't be able to live and coexist. We have to work hand in hand and be one population and one nation sharing one destiny. I hope that we will share mutual loving sentiments. That's all I hope. And the Syrian people will enjoy with Allah's will, liberty and democracy, and pride with Allah's will.
Dear viewers, thank you so much for your attentive watching. That was an episode with Dr. Mohamed Izzat Khatab, the political leader of political party Syria for All. We shall meet you soon in the coming episodes. Goodbye.